What exactly does it mean to resolve the twin paradox? The word paradox has a couple of meanings. One meaning is a logical conundrum such as the liar paradox or the unexpected hanging, egg in a box, that is believed to say something about the fundamental limits of logic. The twin paradox is not of this kind at all. The other meaning is something that appears to be a contradiction but is not after all. This type of paradox is resolved by finding the error in reasoning that led to the derivation of a contradiction. The twin paradox is of this kind. The former can keep philosophers cashed up. The latter can hopefully be illuminating and correcting a mode of thinking that is actually incorrect. Whether or not one feels that relativity as a theory is physically correct is another issue. The twin paradox is not about the idea that it is so weird that one twin ages less. Oh my God, how could that happen? That cannot be how the world works. It is rather just about a basic apparent contradiction that comes from an oversight in analysing situations within the theory of relativity in an entirely mathematical manner. It is supposed that within the theory of relativity, regardless of whether you feel that this is physically reasonable or not, the time dilation occurs. Alice stays home on Earth, Bob goes to Proxima, Alice sees Bob's clock go slowly. This is time dilation. Bob sees Alice's clock go slowly. This is relativity of velocity coupled with time dilation. So through the whole trip, watching Bob's clock, Alice sees it tick slowly, and when Bob returns, she has not taken her eyes off it, so Bob's clock shows an earlier time, and Bob is younger. The problem is that it appears that Bob can say the same thing, and so if the situation is analysed from Alice's perspective, Bob is younger when they meet. If this situation is analysed from Bob's perspective, Alice is younger when they meet. This is not a matter of a problem that conflicts with physical intuition, but a direct logical contradiction. We have both that A is less than B and B is less than A, while A and B are simply numbers. This is not possible. Now, it must be added that special relativity is the study of coordinate systems on real force space. This can no more or less be contradictory than basic arithmetic. See Gödel's theorems if you want to expand on this. Regardless of whether you like relativity as a physical theory, it does not contain internal contradictions any more than arithmetic does. So there must be an error in the above derivation simply in terms of the mathematical reasoning. The resolution is simple enough. If we assume, as most do, that Alice's frame is strictly inertial, then clearly Bob's is not. But it is implicitly assumed that Bob's frame is constituted by cutting two inertial frames in half and gluing one half from each original frame together on a hyperplane, and that that hyperplane contains Bob being at Proxima. This means that locally, inertial arguments work for Bob, except at the moment of turnaround in Bob's frame. So Bob sees Alice's clock go slow, except at one instant, and Bob sees, when he returns, that Alice has experienced more time. There is only one resolution to this. Bob sees Alice's clock jump ahead at the moment of turnaround. Bob sees Alice's clock register perhaps 1 month during 2 months for Bob, then Alice's clock jumps ahead 4 months and registers another 1 month for the other 2 months of Bob's journey. This gives a total of 6 months on Alice's clock for 4 on Bob's at return. Whether you like this physically is not the issue. Mathematically, this is the correct answer. If you do patch those frames together as mentioned, then this is the result. The question of what this means physically and how that relates to burning hydrogen is another matter entirely, and not one that I'm currently trying to discuss.